Have you ever been somewhere unexpectedly and heard someone call your name? For a moment, you're trying to work out, where do I know them from? Was it school? An old workplace? Maybe it's a neighbor from years ago. Then they smile and say, I don't know if you remember me. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do. Instantly. Either way, it's remarkable how much that small moment can stay with us. Being remembered is one of those quiet experiences that rarely gets talked about. Yet most of us know how it feels. Someone remembers your birthday without being reminded. A receptionist greets you by name. Ooh. A person making your coffee remembers how you like it. A former colleague asks how something turned out because they genuinely remembered you mentioned it months earlier. None of those moments change the course of our lives, yet they often change the course of a day. They leave us feeling that, however briefly, that we mattered. The opposite can feel surprisingly powerful too. You introduce yourself to someone for the third time, someone forgets a conversation that meant a great deal to you. You meet someone you've seen many times before, yet they look at you as though they've never met you. Most of us don't take those moments personally, but somewhere inside, they still leave a small impression. Not because we're looking for attention, because we're all looking for connection. Think about the people who have made you feel welcome. It often isn't because they were the funniest person in the room, or the most loudest, or the most confident. Very often it's because they remembered something: your child's name, the place you were traveling to, the job interview you were nervous about, the operation your parent was waiting for. Those details quietly communicate something important. You were worth remembering. As part of my degree that I studied in counseling and coaching, we had to do some practice in person, like a placement. And I had a placement in a high school. So I was working with students in their teenage years. And I finished my degree. I'm minding my own business at a friend's birthday party. This is like a year later after finishing working in that school. And during the party, my friend's party, I felt a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around and it's one of my clients that I worked with in that school. And he approached me. He was with his mum at the same location that I was at. And he wanted to introduce me to his mum. He's saying to his mum, Mum, this is my counselor. He's the one that will support me in school. Oh, so nice to meet you. He was so happy to meet me. And I felt so humbled and blessed to have had that interaction. One, he remembered me. And two, the therapeutic journey I was on with him, it clearly made a positive impact in his life. And I've wondered whether remembering people is one of the quietest forms of kindness. In what I just shared with you now, he remembered me and I remembered him. It doesn't require any grand gestures, doesn't cost anything. It simply asks us to notice that every person carries a life beyond the few minutes we spend with them. The parent trying to get through another busy week. The neighbor caring for someone at home. The colleague preparing for an interview they haven't told anyone about. Or the shop assistant finishing a long shift. Every person we meet is in the middle of a story we only see a page or two of. Remembering even one small detail can gently remind them they aren't invisible. Technology has made remembering easier in some ways. Birthdays appear automatically, calendars remind us of anniversaries, our phones tell us when to send a message. Yet none of those reminders replace genuine attention. There's a difference between a notification telling us to remember someone and remembering because they stayed in our thoughts. People often notice that difference. Not consciously, but emotionally. I also think there's another side to this. Sometimes I think we spend so much time hoping people will remember us that we forget the impact of remembering them. A quick message asking how something important turned out, or a conversation that could begin, I've been thinking about what you said last time. A follow up that wasn't expected. Those moments rarely feel dramatic, yet they're often the moments people speak about years later. Not because they solved the problem or did anything grand, because they quietly confirmed I wasn't forgotten. You wasn't forgotten. When I think about the people who have influenced my own life, I don't immediately remember the longest conversations. I remember the moments when someone made me feel recognized, seen, included, remembered. And looking back, I don't think those people realized what they were giving me. That's often how kindness works. The person offering it may think they've done something very ordinary, yet the person receiving it may remember it for years. The next time someone's name comes into your mind for no obvious reason, don't dismiss it too quickly. It might simply be a passing thought, or it might be an opportunity to remind someone that they still occupy a place in another person's life. Sometimes the smallest message carries the biggest meaning. I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you in the next conversation.